I'm so happy that my church, the Seventh-day Adventist, has taken an initiative to help people as a ministry, to help people with their wills, so that people are better organized and manage their assets a little better. It will help us as Seventh-day Adventist church members and non-Seventh-day Adventist church members who might be related to us members. I was born in South Africa in Newcastle, but I spent some time in Swaziland where my parents lived. It so happened my mom passed away in 1992. I was about 25 years of age then. But my dad passed away in 1997. And at that point in time, maybe I should give you my background, in the sense that my dad was a top lawyer in Swaziland. He, as part of his career, he ended up being one of the high court judges in Swaziland. So he was a well-known lawyer and, as I indicated, a top legal person. But for some strange reason, at his death, we discovered that he did not have a will. And that surprised us, because as a lawyer would expect him to have drawn up a will. And I'm definitely sure that he had an opportunity to be an executor of many estates for his clients. But at the end of the day, we discovered that he did not have a will. It took our family 7 years to basically wind down my dad estate. My dad was married to my mom, okay, but he had other children outside the marriage, okay. So when the process, if you do not have a will, the process in Swaziland was the master of the High Court needed to appoint an executor for that estate. So he called the whole family, and we tried to appoint an executor among the family. But the master of the High Court, in his wisdom, indicated that because we were divided as a family, he needed to appoint an independent person as an executor. That person was appointed, but unfortunately one of my half-brothers, in my view, got to have a relationship with this executor. So to a very large extent, this executor was then siding with my half-brother, who was not a legitimate child out of the marriage. So we then, my sister and I, because we were the only two legitimate kids, my sister and I then lodged a complaint with the master of the High Court to basically try and change the executor. While the master of the High Court was in that process to try and listen to everybody's view, for the executor then unfortunately was met with a car accident, and then he died. The master of the High Court then appointed another executor. Okay. And for some strange reason, even this particular executor had some sort of close relationship with my half-brother. My sister and I were then forced to appoint an attorney to represent us, our interest in basically my dad's estate. Eventually, after a long struggle, my dad's estate was then wound down. I told my wife after this experience that I needed to draw up a will for the family, because I didn't want my children and my family to go through the experiences that I went through with my dad's after my dad's death. So yes, I have a will which was drawn up through the help of a financial advisor. And I'm excited that the church has taken this initiative of educating people about wills, because especially in an African setting, it's very rare to find people believing in wills. Okay, so it's still not necessarily stigmatized, but it's very rare to find people with wills in an African setting. for some strange reason, they tend to basically take things for granted, and things like wills and insurances, taking insurance for the family, funeral covers, those kind of things basically are very rare in an African setting, especially most the conservative Africans. The more educated folk tend to want to draw up wills and basically ensure that the finance for the families is there. But unfortunately in South Africa especially, there are very few of those who are educated due to the things of the past, the apartheid system, which basically disadvantaged a lot of people. So to many, a will and insurance cover, those are luxuries, so to say, because of what they went through in the past in terms of the apartheid system. As a ministry that the Seventh-day Adventist Church has taken to basically help people with wills, it is extremely important, and it will be helpful to members and Seventh-day Adventists as membership and their relatives who may not necessarily be Seventh-day Adventists at the time of drawing wills. So it is a helpful exercise which needs to be to continue and spread around the whole wide world. Everybody will benefit from this ministry.